Y'all gotta stop. Y'all really need to stop. Angel McCree done lost her goddamn mind. She done lost her mind. Respectfully, you done lost your mentals, mama. You tripped out. First of all, A'ja Wilson started this whole thing, which is complete BS and nonsense. This should never be a conversation, and it wouldn't be a conversation. We would just be talking about how great and entertaining we think Caitlin Clark is. We just be talking about how dominant A'ja Wilson is. We just be talking about how nice Paige Beckers is, but no.
In an unexpected turn, a former WNBA star completely lost her composure during a live broadcast. Angel McCaffrey's eruption went far beyond ordinary frustration. It escalated into a full-blown meltdown. She ranted endlessly, insisting that men seem oddly obsessed with stoking this ongoing WNBA versus NBA debate. The instant Michael Porter Jr. finally voiced his opinion, she completely snapped. But here's the part most people are missing. This entire argument, the drama about men supposedly being silenced, didn't even start with MPJ or any male player. It actually began with a far bigger personality, whose comments sent shockwaves across the sports world. Since that moment, the backlash has been intense and unrelenting. Angel's explosive rant was just the latest wave in a controversy that rattled the basketball community and sparked a surprising, loud war of words.
Entertaining we think Caitlin Clark is. We just be talking about how dominant A'ja Wilson is. We just be talking about how nice Paige Beckers is, but no. A'ja Wilson started this, Angel McCree. Don't forget that. She went on and said she could beat NBA players one-on-one. We tried to ignore it. People tried to ignore it, but y'all wanted to keep going on and on. But then when a guy actually addresses it honestly and isn't pandering like Patrick Beverley was, y'all get mad. We gotta break this down, man. I gotta show y'all the tape where it started and where it ended up. We gonna run through.
Take a step back and look at the full story, because the truth has been completely twisted. While Angel McCaffrey was busy blasting Michael Porter Jr. over a harmless comment he made about playing basketball back in 8th grade, she completely missed the real trigger behind it all. This entire WNBA versus NBA debate, the very argument she was so heated about, didn't suddenly appear from a random guy's opinion. In reality, the controversy that eventually sparked her explosive meltdown was actually set off by none other than WNBA superstar A'ja Wilson herself. That's right, the original firestarter wasn't an NBA player at all. A'ja is the one who first ignited the discussion that later escalated into this intense, highly emotional back-and-forth drama.
Patrick Beverley was, y'all get mad. We gotta break this down, man. I gotta show y'all the tape where it started and where it ended up. We gonna run through this film. You about to get this work. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video as always. Let's get right into things. So, we have ex-WNBA player Angel McCree going on a tirade about Michael Porter saying how he was destroying WNBA players when he was in the 8th grade, which isn't a surprise to us. It shouldn't be a big deal. It's not a big deal. Y'all.
Situation exploded after A'ja Wilson dropped a bold, jaw-dropping statement that left everyone in shock. She confidently claimed she could beat an NBA player in a one-on-one matchup, and she wasn't vague or joking about it. She specifically called out New York Knicks forward Josh Hart and even predicted the final score, saying it would end around 8-11. It wasn't just a casual comment or playful banter. It was a loud, fearless challenge broadcast to the entire basketball world, instantly sparking reactions from NBA players everywhere. Many fans tried to dismiss it as harmless trash talk, but the challenge had already set the stage. The moment she made that claim, she opened the floodgates for non-stop comparisons, debates, and heated discussions, the very chain of events that would eventually push Angel McCree into an explosive, full-blown meltdown.
Wait, 8-11. Me.
So she's saying she can beat New York Knicks forward Josh Hart in a one-on-one 8-11. We all know it's nonsense. We let her get it off. We left it alone. Patrick Beverley, you have a part to play in this as well. We are going to get to you. So she's saying she can beat New York Knicks forward Josh Hart in a one-on-one. We all know good and goddamn well A'ja Wilson can't beat none of these NBA players. Stop playing games.
I get ball first.
Long before anyone could fully process Aya's daring claim, with everyone cautiously avoiding the topic, one former NBA guard decided to speak his mind without hesitation. Jeff Teague stepped in with sharp, unfiltered honesty. There was no sugarcoating, no polite diplomacy, and no careful phrasing. He didn't even bother softening the blow. When asked his opinion on Aya's statement, Teague delivered one of the shortest, most direct answers imaginable. Hell no, she can't. That was it. He just wanted to put an end to the forced comparisons and allow both men and women to be celebrated for dominating in their own leagues, without pretending the matchup actually made sense. Yet, Teague's bluntness wasn't the real eruption, it was merely the calm before the massive storm that would soon ignite.
Josh Hart in a one-on-one. We all know good and goddamn well A'ja Wilson can't beat none of these NBA players. Stop playing games.
It's not happening.
I get ball first.
You get ball first. She does get ball first.
Not gonna get it backwards. I'm not saying I'm gonna go scoreless, but 8-11, I feel like it's pretty solid. So what do you think it'll be, Josh? Don't piss me off.
And probably like 11-2.
You're sick.
I'll say probably like 11.
11-2 is what he really meant. Now he's about to be nice because he don't want to offend anybody.
11-7.
Things spiraled out of control once Patrick Beverley entered the mix. The longtime NBA veteran jumped into the discussion and instantly poured gasoline on what was nearly a dying fire. On his show, the Pat Bev Pod, he leaned fully into the narrative, boldly claiming that Aya Wilson could actually take down certain NBA players. But let's be real, this wasn't a serious basketball analysis. It came across as a calculated move, a clear attempt to stir drama and boost his podcast views with flashy, attention-grabbing content. By then, the Aya debate had already faded from the spotlight. Fans had moved on. The topic seemed buried, finished, completely done. Yet Bev dragged the conversation back into the headlines, reigniting the discussion for engagement's sake. His statements didn't just revive the debate, they set it ablaze again. And even worse, he acted as if he genuinely believed it, despite knowing deep down it wasn't realistic. For someone known for toughness and authenticity, especially with his Chicago reputation, the pandering was painfully obvious. And naturally, all that overhyped drama wasn't going to fade away quietly. Eventually, it caught the attention of another NBA player who actually chose to respond, Michael Porter Jr. When MPJ saw Beverley's comments and how obviously exaggerated they were, he didn't hold back. He called Pat Bev out bluntly, "Man, you're tripping, Pat Bev. You know she can't beat any of us." Then came the line everyone remembers, the very one that triggered Angel McCoughtry's explosive meltdown. MPJ added, "I was destroying these type of women when I was in 8th grade." What followed felt like a chain reaction ready to ignite. MPJ's remark wasn't polished or diplomatic, it was raw, straight from the gut, and fired in response to a debate that arguably should have stayed buried. But that single comment lit the fuse for the most intense eruption yet. The conversation had long gone cold. Fans had moved on. The debate seemed completely dead, until Patrick Beverley reignited it with his over-the-top pandering about Aya Wilson taking on NBA players. That's when Michael Porter Jr. fired back with his blunt response, "Man, you're tripping, Pat Bev. You know she can't beat any of us. I was destroying these type of women when I was in 8th grade." And that's when everything truly spiraled out of control. Angel McCoughtry entered the scene like a missile, going off live on camera. She didn't just respond, she absolutely lost it. Her first words. "Angel, why are men so obsessed with this conversation?" Then came her sharp jab at MPJ. "Congratulations, you dominated women in 8th grade. What has he even won?" From that point on, Angel McCoughtry's meltdown went into overdrive. She launched a fierce on-camera attack on Michael Porter Jr., questioning his intentions, calling out his ego, and demanding to know why this debate even exists. Her rant came across as a passionate defense of women's basketball, and emotionally, she threw everything into it. But the real problem? She completely ignored how the entire drama actually started. Angel acted as if MPJ had randomly decided to disrespect women, skipping over the full chain of events that led to his comment. She glossed over Aya Wilson's original challenge, Pat Bev's pandering, and every step that came before. The internet watched as Angel unleashed a massive wave of frustration, yet the logic behind her rage didn't add up. Men weren't the ones who sparked this conversation, the fire was lit first by Aya Wilson. Even viewers were calling it out in real time. "You're acting like men started this. She started it. Aya Wilson started the entire conversation. What are you even talking about?" But Angel was too deep into her emotional meltdown to pause. She kept firing off points that didn't quite connect, talking about cycles and patterns, and it came across as if she was trying to defend the WNBA while ignoring how the situation actually unfolded. Her on-camera breakdown became the latest shockwave in a debate that should have stayed buried, but thanks to Pat Bev's pandering and MPJ's blunt honesty, it exploded louder than ever before. Let's break down Angel McCautry's fiery argument, because it took a dramatic turn mid-rant. She shifted the focus to the physical challenges women face, claiming things like, women drop 40 points while dealing with periods, cramps, pain, and backaches, while men load manage over something as minor as a headache. Her goal was clear, she wanted the discussion to highlight just how tough, resilient, and impressive women athletes truly are. Then came her key question, delivered with full outrage. Why are men so obsessed with this conversation? She aimed her sarcasm squarely at Michael Porter Jr., acting as if he were bragging about bullying girls in 8th grade and somehow expecting praise for it. The way she framed it made it feel like MPJ had randomly decided to attack WNBA players out of nowhere, all because of some fragile male ego. But that version of events misses the most crucial piece, the context. Once you lay out the full timeline, Angel's entire argument starts to crumble. Michael Porter Jr. didn't wake up one day and decide to disrespect women. He didn't start the debate. He didn't even revive it. He was simply responding, reacting to the conversation Patrick Beverley had dragged back into the spotlight. And let's be clear, Beverley only reignited it because Aya Wilson herself had started the original challenge, boldly claiming she could beat NBA players. So when Angel placed all the blame on MPJ, it wasn't just inaccurate, it was a reshaped version of events designed to make her argument appear stronger. But the facts tell a very different story, and that single correction completely changes how the situation looks. To make it even clearer that men were reacting rather than initiating, Jason Williams, famously known as White Chocolate, stepped in publicly. On Beverly's own podcast, he called out the pandering, saying his old high school team could beat the WNBA starting five. This wasn't an attack on women at all, it was a direct challenge to Beverly for stirring overblown hype and fake drama. The pattern was obvious, male players weren't randomly starting the argument. They were simply responding to claims, replies, and manufactured tension that had been building long before anyone pointed fingers at them. Once Angel's main argument started unraveling, once it became clear that MPJ wasn't the root cause, she suddenly switched tactics. She abandoned her original point and tried to introduce a completely new angle, hoping to steer the conversation in a different direction. At this stage, Angel redirected the entire discussion. Instead of sticking to the original basketball challenge, she began highlighting the biological realities women face, periods, PMS, cramps, back pain, emphasizing the physical hurdles female athletes overcome while performing at the highest level. Her intent was to show that these unique challenges somehow made the one-on-one comparison irrelevant or unfair. But in reality, it came across as dodging the actual topic and moving the goalposts. The speaker didn't let it slide for even a second, firing back bluntly. "I don't want to hear about your cycle and all that now." His point was simple and direct. If a WNBA star goes on camera and confidently claims she can beat an NBA player in a one-on-one matchup, then male players have every right to respond to that basketball challenge, plain and simple. Bringing up biology, motherhood, or female strength doesn't change the original statement. The challenge was about basketball, not hormones or pregnancy. Angel, however, kept pushing her new angle, passionately highlighting the toughness of women, athletes dropping 40 points while dealing with cramps, returning after childbirth, and still dominating on the court. She wanted the focus to shift to the resilience and incredible determination of female athletes. In her view, that should have been the main topic, not the heated one-on-one challenge across leagues. And to be fair, the speaker actually agreed with her on one point: women's accomplishments are extraordinary and deserve respect. No one was denying that, and nobody insulted those achievements. But he made a crucial distinction that Angel completely sidestepped. Acknowledging and praising women's strength doesn't mean male players are expected to stay silent when a woman claims she can beat them. You can't make a bold, extraordinary statement and then get upset when people respond honestly. That's not equality, that's a double standard. Angel then tried yet another angle. She brought up family responsibilities, highlighting how women juggle managing a household, raising kids, handling daily life, and still performing at the highest level in their sport. Her goal was to shift the narrative toward women's overall strength and sacrifice, hoping to divert attention away from the original basketball challenge. But no matter how passionately she framed it, none of that changed where the debate actually began or who initially reignited it. Angel then pushed the conversation even further, claiming that women carry double duty, competing at the highest level while also managing home life, relationships, and childcare. In her view, these added responsibilities make women's accomplishments even more impressive and supposedly prove why comparing male and female athletes isn't fair. Her message was clear: women juggle more, so the playing field is never truly equal. But the speaker didn't let that argument stand for a second. He immediately called her point unrealistic, reminding everyone that many NBA players are also husbands, fathers, and providers. These men manage households, pay bills, care for their kids, and still perform under immense pressure. Domestic responsibilities aren't exclusive to women, they're a shared reality, which completely undercut Angel's attempt to use family life as a shield in the debate. Then, in a last-ditch effort to rescue her crumbling argument, Angel brought up Kobe Bryant. She insisted Kobe always uplifted women, never indulged in comparisons, and set the standard for how men should discuss women's sports. Her implication was obvious: Michael Porter Jr.'s comments were disrespectful and went against true sportsmanship. She framed it as if male athletes should only offer praise, no critiques, no pushback, regardless of how bold or provocative a claim might be. But the speaker wasn't buying any of it. He cut through all the emotional framing and delivered the one line that dismantled everything. What are we even talking about? Aya Wilson started this entire conversation. That was the key point Angel kept dodging. The real spark wasn't obsession, disrespect, or ego, it was Aya Wilson's public challenge, her bold claim that she could beat NBA players. Everything that followed was simply a response. Angel's attempts to shift the blame, introduce unrelated arguments, and twist the narrative only highlighted that she couldn't address the original claim directly. Finally, Angel tried one last angle. She challenged Michael Porter Jr. to spend a day training with the WNBA, suggesting that if he experienced their practices firsthand, he would understand their work ethic and rethink everything he said. The implication was clear: MPJ was speaking from ignorance, not experience or knowledge, and a single day in their gym would somehow change his perspective. But even that invitation couldn't change the reality. The entire debate started with Aya Wilson's challenge, and every reaction since has simply been a response to that claim, nothing more, nothing less. This was a classic deflection tactic, sidestepping criticism by questioning someone's knowledge instead of addressing the claim itself. Angel implied that Michael Porter Jr. didn't understand the situation, rather than admitting he was merely answering a bold statement. The speaker wasn't having it. He called the move out for exactly what it was: delusional and misleading. He bluntly stated that MPJ would have dominated in any real scenario. The bigger issue, he argued, goes beyond one comment or one player. It's a pervasive mindset among some WNBA athletes. They seem to think they can make extraordinary claims about beating NBA players and then demand total immunity from any honest, direct responses. That expectation, That men must always pander and treat every claim as automatically valid, creates a toxic double standard. In this situation, only one side is allowed to speak freely, while the other is expected to remain silent, even though the very conversation they're being told to ignore was started by those now demanding quiet. It's a drama built entirely on a twisted timeline and selective storytelling, and the speaker refused to let it go unchallenged.